Now Jaguar F-Types, we buy a lot, we sell a lot, but what this is slightly different to what you might see the majority of the time on our channel. This is actually the facelifted Jaguar F-Type. This is a 2020 car, but a late 2020 because it's registered on a 70 plate. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look around this car, comparing the differences to the other F-Types you might have seen on our channel, and the other F-Types are actually right next to it, and finding out what's so special about this car. My name's Will, and you are watching ALX Specialist Cars. So the 2020 Jaguar F-Type, what exactly is this one powered by? Well, there are still many variations of engine you can get, as there were with the previous generations. This one is actually the 2 litre, but make no mistake, this car still produces 300 brake horsepower, and of course, being the smaller engine, it is a lot lighter, and actually some say a lot more nimble than the other F-Types. And then for the looks, you'll notice, I would say the biggest changes of this car are the front end, in my opinion. The lights have almost been sort of squashed down to a much more sort of sleek modern design. And when new sort of cars and facelift designs comes out, I think people are always a bit skeptical. Maybe you're a bit unsure whether you like it or not, and I was a bit like that if I'm honest, but it's actually really grown on me, and I think it looks really, really cool. The colour then it's a timeless colour. It's British racing green, and there isn't a colour more Jaguar than that, is there? And I think it just suits this car down to the ground, absolutely. And then on the 2020 Jaguar F-Type, you also get touches of gloss black, with the gloss black splitter on the front there, which obviously you don't on the previous generations. And just to show you the previous generations, we've got 2 of them sat right here. So let me show you them. As you'll see, the headlights are sort of completely different, and you can, when you've got them side by side, you can tell really what the differences are. The vents are also slightly sort of brought forward, and the bonnet scoops are almost slightly redesigned on the new one as well. The Jaguar emblem on the side, this is a small thing, you won't really notice this unless you're looking closely, but on here you get the chrome with the Jaguar embossed in it. On here, that's actually gone, but on here you get the Jaguar leaping cat instead of the actual lettering. So it is still, you know, Jaguar on both of them, but just a small slight difference. Moving around the side of the car, you'll notice this one is fitted with a panoramic roof. Believe it or not, that is still an optional extra, so that is something that was paid for on this car. And from the side, if you're just looking at the car from the side on, you might not notice a massive amount of differences. This one does have the upgrade 19-inch alloy wheels, which are actually identical to the F-Type we have sat next to it, the 2015 one. So you still get the same wheels, you still get the same options, and this one has got them. From the rear, I would say slightly less different to the previous generations. The rear lights have indeed changed, as you'll see. This one only has 1 exhaust tip as well, but that's actually because it's a 2 litre, so you can still get the twin exhaust tailpipes on the other engine variations. And the actual sort of bit that surrounds the exhaust, the diffuser, is finished in gloss black on this car. And again, comparing it to the one sat right next to it, it's not a massive amount difference, it's more just the rear lights. And by the way, the front and rear lights on these are dynamic, so they've got sweeping indicators. So that is again one of the small changes you've got from this generation to the previous. These also then get the electronically retractable rear spoiler, which you'll be familiar with, and this has stayed exactly the same. You've still got the Jaguar cat on there, you've still got the Jaguar lettering in chrome as well. So it's a really, really good looking car from the rear, and I'm glad they haven't changed it too much. They've just updated it and sort of modernized it. But we'll head inside the car and check out a few of the changes that have occurred on the inside, because there are a couple. So now I'm inside the Jaguar F-Type. It is a fantastic place to be, as the previous generations were, but the minor changes you may notice. The seats are actually very slightly updated. You could say more comfortable, you could say they're just a little bit different shaped. But yeah, they're really, really nice. They're still electronically adjustable as well. You do that exactly the same as the previous generations on the door card there. The one other change is you actually get a centre line on the steering wheel on this car. You didn't get that on the previous generations, which I think is quite cool. And then the screen itself is quite a bit bigger. It's got Apple CarPlay, it's got Android Auto, and the vents still pop up when you've got your air conditioning on, so everything else is relatively similar. On the middle here, it's got the active sports exhaust, so you can actually switch that. It is a valved exhaust. So now I've turned the ignition on. The one other slight difference you'll notice is the dashboard on these is fully digital, so you can have your sat nav, so it's full screen without sort of the speedometer being in the way at all, or you can have it how I've got it, which is just a normal mode. So a slight difference, a slight update, but it feels like a Jaguar F-Type. They haven't changed it too much. The panoramic roof does still get the privacy blind as well. Just pull it forward like that, and obviously that closes it up. So still a really great place to be, and with the modern touches, especially the bigger screen, it does feel like you're in a more modern car. But guys, that is the Jaguar F-Type, a 2020 car. It's got a full Jaguar service history. It's covered just under 15,000 miles. And I think the standout thing for me is got to be the colour. It's absolutely incredible. And of course, you all know, and I'm sure love, British racing green, with the touches like the upgraded wheels, the panoramic roof, and then obviously the facelifted design. It makes for a really, really great car. And of course, it is the 2 litre, don't forget. So some would say it's more nimble, a bit lighter on handling, and a slightly different experience from the other engine sizes. If you'd like any more information on this car, any more pictures, videos, or to book in for a test drive, please do let me know. My name is Will, or any of the team for that matter, and we'll be more than happy to help. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.